I'm Carrie Samuels, your intuitive counselor and happiness coach with your November forecast for Numerologist.com. Hello, I'm Carrie Samuels, your intuitive counselor and happiness coach with your November forecast. And congratulations, you made it all the way till November of 2020. I bet you never thought this was going to happen. So here we are, and I promise you this month will not disappoint. It is action-packed. There is so much happening this month. It's actually very pivotal. And a lot of the choices that you make now can affect you for months or years to come. You might get some clarity, a lot of clarity about your decisions, because a lot of revelations are going to happen this month. There's going to be a lot of energies culminating and coming to conclusion so that you can have some insights, possibly with things that have been on your mind or underneath the surface for months or years, lifetimes, who knows, right? So let's begin at the beginning. First of all, we are in Scorpio until the 22nd, and Scorpio has its intensities. Its element is fixed water, and as you know, still waters run deep. And Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, which is about transformation and anything beneath the surface, all going within deep into the depths of your psyche, your emotions. It's all about transformation. So there's going to be a lot of emotional intensity and a lot of emotions brought to light and a lot of emotions being stirred to the surface. Now, again, this is all in the name of truth and transformation. Now, Mercury has been retrograde. Mercury finally goes direct on the 3rd. Now, that date might sound familiar because it is election day here in the United States, and Mercury is stationing retrograde that day. So typically when Mercury stations retrograde, that day can be the most chaotic. It's kind of like you're going full force on a locomotive and all of a sudden things just go boom. It's like everything's very jarring. So it's very unlikely that we're going to have results for our election on the 3rd. The last time this transpired was the 2000 election, and there's just going to be some communication issues. Mercury rules communication, and that will get sorted out throughout the month. So there will be anger and a lot of unrest. That's in general. And also we have a little help with that from Mars. Mars is in Aries, and Mars has been in Aries for an exceptionally long time. Mars has also been retrograde in Aries. And Mars goes direct on the 13th. Now, Mars retrograde tends to have anger and emotions simmer beneath the surface. Now, Mars is in his home sign in Aries, so it's extra aggressive and extra impulsive and extra action oriented. So Mars is going to be going direct, so it's going to be like full speed ahead, which can be really good because there's this sense of being held back, and there's this sense of having like nothing, not that sense of not being able to move forward. So we're finally going to have this sense of moving forward again. So Mercury and Mars all moving forward. They're both fast. They're both action oriented. Again, Mars is in Aries, which can be very impulsive and very aggressive. So we have this, remember, this is all during Scorpio when it's already, there's some kind of emotional intensity. So there's this sense of all this kind of pent up anger and pent up aggression in your personal life as well as the world that's going to have this outlet and this moving forward all of a sudden. Now, this could be really great because you can have a lot of energy and you can really start moving forward, but you will see other people and possibly yourself have a sense of needing to let off this steam that has been building up. And people can get angry and aggressive. So I've said this before, you really want to stay away from road rage. And if someone is instigating or getting upset, you don't want to engage with angry people. You want to take your space and cool it, okay? That's your job. So just know that this is going to be happening in the world, and you'll see this with other people and yourself. So make sure you are tempering the energies that are coming forth and also processing the energies that are coming up. Also, the day before Mars goes direct, Jupiter is conjunct Pluto for the third and final time this year. Now, Jupiter conjunct Pluto has actually stirred a lot up as well. Pluto, again, is that planet of transformation, change, all that's beneath the surface. Pluto was the lord of the underworld, right? So this is all about what's beneath and all this truth and energy that's buried beneath. Now, Jupiter expands everything it touches. So Pluto is all about power as well. So there's this sense of this expansion of power, this expansion of transformational energy. So this means big changes. There's a lot of transformation, big changes in how we manage our personal power and the power of the world, or however that will transpire. Pluto, that Jupiter-Pluto conjunction has also historically been very activated during global pandemics, because Pluto rules viruses and Jupiter expands that. So we have seen the waves of this pandemic when we see these Jupiter-Pluto conjunctions. So we will probably see another wave peak this month. It happens on the 13th. The other one was in April. The previous one was in July. And now these planets, which were retrograde, are going to have a forward motion. So even though we're going to see a peak in coronavirus, most likely, there's also this sense of progress with it. This is the final of these conjunctions, and so we're probably going to see some progress being made with solutions about the virus or how we manage the virus. So that's good news. Again, a lot of this is about resolution. I mean, it's jarring, but it gets things moving. Things are moving. And I'm sure a lot of us have felt this year that things were just not moving forward. Like, this was a year full of retrogrades. And with the end of this Mars and Mercury retrograde, it's the last of our personal planets being in retrograde this year. And the retrogrades are always inward and reflective, and they're not outward energy. So we've definitely had a lot of like, wow, I have a lot of time to myself this year, right? So we have that energy moving forward again, where you can connect more with other people, and this personal sense of feeling stifled or pulled back, it's actually, you're going to feel a lot of forward momentum with that. So that is really good news. Again, it can be jarring, but it's also momentum. Now, after that Mars moves forward, the day after that, so we have the 12th, we have Jupiter-Pluto conjunct, the 13th, we have Mars going direct, and then on the 14th, we have a new moon in Scorpio. And this will help get you in touch with your deepest emotions, the deepest feelings that you have. That will also help you have some clarity. Now, another element that's helping with clarity, big revelations, at the very end of the month, on the 30th, we have an eclipse. It is a full moon eclipse in Gemini. Gemini is how we communicate. So all of this around communication, right? But it's also our mind and how you think. So there's this sense that as these things come up and you're recognizing how you really feel about things, because a lot of it has maybe been beneath the surface. You didn't want to admit certain things. You know, a lot of ways that we hide our intuition is we don't want to believe what we know, right? Like sometimes, in order to gain some intuitive clarity, you can ask yourself, what are you afraid of knowing? What are you afraid of sharing with other people? What's the answer you're afraid of? And when you clear that up, it actually helps you clarify your intuition, because we tend to hide from the truth, because even though the truth will set you free, it often initiates change. Oh, and there is change. There is a lot of change happening. And next year, there's a lot of change as we go into a 5 universal year. Now, in this month, November of 2020, we are in a 6 universal month. Now 6 is a number of balance and harmony and love and beauty. It's actually a 15 universal month, which reduces to the number 6. Now 6 is about love and harmony and beauty. However, the 15 tends to bring up the shadow elements of the number 6. So the 6 energy tends to bring up perfectionism, the need to please other people, and also taking on responsibilities that aren't yours. So some of the revelations that will happen this month are around how you are throwing your life off balance because you take on other people's energies. You take on other people's responsibilities. You try to please people rather than taking care of your own desires and your own needs. So this is a month to bring balance back into your life. Now I have 3 steps that are going to help you do that. So the first step is to bask in the beauty around you. Boy, is this a high octane energy. There's a lot of nervous energy. Now, this is an 11 month. It's the 11th month of our year, and 11 is very illuminating, but it's also can bring a lot of nervous tension because you have so many downloads, divine downloads. You don't know what to do with it, right? So if you bask in the beauty around you and focus on what's beautiful, focus on what's delightful in yourself, in your life, in the world, as you bask in that and take time with that. First of all, it reminds you that everything is okay. Everything is in divine and perfect order. And it allows you to slow down and be in your body and enjoy life's beauty and sensual pleasures. And if you're so worried about everything, you can't do that. So remind yourself to stop and take a look around at what's beautiful. See the beauty in yourself and others. And that's going to be calming for your nervous system, and it's also going to help you cultivate that. Now, your second action step is to let go of all the shoulds in your life. There's a lot of ways where you might be living to please other people or have an idea about what a happy, sweet, kind, spiritual person should do. I should be doing this. I should be doing more for other people. I should do that for this person. Maybe not. Maybe you want to let go of the guilt that's causing you to make certain decisions because you really want to take back your power, because this is all about finding the balance in your life and really taking back some of your energy that you've been leaking into the world based on what you think you should be doing or who you think you should be pleasing. So every time you're making a decision, you want to ask yourself, am I doing this because I think I should be doing it? Am I doing this out of guilt? Am I doing this because I just want to make this other person happy? Or is this really true to me? Be aware of that. You'll be surprised how many times you are shoulding all over yourself, okay? Now, your third action step is to make your choices from your heart, not your mind. You're going to have a lot of choices this month. Pivotal choices, life-changing choices. And you want to make sure that you are listening to your heart, because that is where you have your intuitive guidance. Sure, get your information. This is definitely about gathering information, but this is definitely energy that's bringing you closer to your feelings, which are guiding you. And your heart is going to tell you what your next step is. Your mind can think of the logical choice, which is probably something you've fallen back on over and over and over again. And when you have this 15 energy, it very much is about choices related to whether you've been choosing what you think you should be doing, what you've taught was right for you, or really what's true for you. what's best for you. So as you're making your decisions, forget about other people, just for those moments, and just really ask yourself what's good for you. And I am wishing you an absolutely joyful, joyous, beautiful November and beyond. Lots of love. Bye for now.